Breaking news. Caitlin Clark is out for the season. As she says here, I hope to share a better update, but I will not be returning to play this season. I spent hours in the gym every day with a singular goal of getting back out there. Disappointed isn't a big enough word to describe how I am feeling. I want to thank everyone who had my back through all the uncertainty. This has been incredibly frustrating, but even in the bad, there is good. The way the fans continue to show up for me and for the Fever brought me so much joy and important perspective. And shout out to the fans who were still supporting this team when Caitlin Clark wasn't playing. That's really important going forward. I'm so proud of how this team has only gotten stronger through adversity this year. Now it's time to close out the season and claim our spot in the playoffs. And very professional. I'm happy to see that the Fevers deciding to shut her down. I don't think it was worth bringing her back, in my opinion, because you look at how things turned out, where you lost to the Valkyries, you lost to the Mercury, you're 21-20. At this rate, just play for next season. Don't risk Caitlin Clark getting another injury because we have seen with these refs this year, it's been atrocious for the Fever. It's been atrocious with other teams where they don't take control of games. It's completely obvious. And I don't want to just point at the Fever because I've seen it in other cases throughout this league where the refs do not hold the players accountable. They just let them do whatever they want. And when you enable those behaviors, something bad could happen. And that's why I'm concerned about this product as a whole, because what could happen in the playoffs is I have an Asia Wilson playing really well, and they're battling against the Lynx, an important game 3. And one of the Lynx players, I'm not trying to say they're dirty or implying this, but they commit a questionable foul and they don't get ejected. There's no repercussions, and Asia Wilson's out for the rest of the playoffs. That just hurts your image as a league. So for the Fever, I'm glad they're protecting their best player. It's important. And you got to be realistic. They've had a lot of injuries this year. Bibby's out for the year. She was one of their really good, reliable knockdown shooters. They didn't play her enough at times, but she showed a lot of promise. And I just like the fact that Fever are committing to getting Caitlin Clark healthy for next season. Does it suck because you want to see her back to play in the playoffs? Yes, but is it worth it to get swept by the Lynx? No, I don't think it's worth it at all. So I understand it's frustrating as fans because she's had a lot of promise, and she had some great moments this year. Just health was a big problem, and you wait until the first game of the NFL season announced that this. So okay, yeah, not trying to steer the spotlight, I guess. Admitting that she's gonna be out. These are gonna be haters. Some of these are bots. She'll come back stronger, and I'm excited because I know for next season, Caitlin Clark is gonna return with a vengeance and a lot to prove. There's going to be a lot of conversations about, well, Caitlin Clark is washed. There's other players that are better than Caitlin Clark. And those narratives will be pushed. It's happened in the past with previous superstars are out for the season. We forget how good they are, and we push them aside, and they make a strong return and send a loud message of how good they are. So I'm expecting the same response from Caitlin Clark. It's only her second season, and injuries do happen in sports. This is part of a person's career where every season doesn't go their way. Even the team this year, there was expectations, in my opinion, where you probably thought they should have at least made the second round of the playoffs, win a playoff round and be a top 4 team in the conference. But it didn't work out that way. You had injuries to Caitlin Clark. We saw Sophie Cunningham go down, Aaron McDonald go down, and the list goes on. And we have a coach in Stephanie White who is taking her style from the Connecticut Sun and incorporating that same style to an Indiana Fever team where it doesn't fit. This is not a team that's just going to lock you down all the time. I'm not saying they don't have capable defenders, but we look at what the Sun had last year versus the Fever. They play contrasting styles. The Fever are really good when they're pushing with pace, when they're moving that ball, and Caitlin Clark is in control of the offense. When you have her standing in the corner watching everybody else run the offense, that takes her out of the game. We're going to see how good Stephanie White is as a coach next year. We're going to see if this organization learns some lessons and they continue to tweak the roster. I would still bring back Sophie Cunningham. I'm keeping Aaliyah Boston on this roster. I would move off Dantas. I don't think she's a bad player. I just don't think she's the right fit for the Fever. I think they need a more versatile person at the forward or center position. That was supposed to be Dewana Bonner. We know about the fallout with her situation. All that being said, when it comes to Caitlin Clark, it's all about the future. She's only a second-year player. You got to look at the long-term picture, and it's important for this organization to look at this roster, make those adjustments, and get better. Because if it's the same situation next year, the trade rumors are going to be flying everywhere. Caitlin Clark's going to get frustrated And the team will get frustrated because, like, we're supposed to be better than this. And got a coach who doesn't seem like they know what they're doing. They've got bad fourth quarter habits. So I'm very curious to see how the Fever start next year, assuming we have a season because of the whole CBA fiasco. We will see how that plays out. Hopefully, there's no stoppage in basketball games because that will hurt. I'm telling you, it will kill this product. They can't afford to miss games at all. What does this mean for the WNBA? Well, a lot of people aren't going to watch. Caitlin Clark's out. I'm not saying I won't tune in. I love what the Lynx are doing, seeing how Asia Wilson has the Aces on a roll right now, but it's just not the same. If Paige Becker's had a more competitive team with the Wings, maybe there's going to be more eyeballs. I don't know. The Valkyries are fun to watch. Again, Golden State is a great basketball town. They're going to support their team. They're going to sell out those games, even if the Valkyries end up making the playoffs. They'll be there to support the Valkyries. And that's a good thing. You need that energy. And shout out to the Valkyries fans. I want to say, like, I'm not surprised because I've seen with the Golden State Warriors where they didn't have a championship level team and the fans were packing out those arenas. It was awesome to watch because they were involved with the game. They were supporting their team. I remember the Baron Davis days where they had Jackson, the small ball Warriors. They went up against the Dallas Mavericks, and that crowd was amazing. They were so fun to watch, and they did that all season long. Even when the Warriors were bad, they were loyal to them. So it's no surprise to see them support the women's team. And I hope that the Fever fans still show up the rest of the season. And I'm hoping that Caitlin Clark returns to form next year. She's healthier, and we get the best version of Caitlin Clark next season. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the announcement of Caitlin Clark being gone for the rest of the season. What do you expect for the Fever going forward after this regular season? And if they end up making the playoffs, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.